What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bay Rats Buoys. I'm your host, Captain Gage. This is episode number 16. I can't believe 16 weeks ago I started this on my boat, and here we are. We got the new backdrop up for the boat show coming up next week. Super excited. Testing out the new camera. Really excited about that. Hopefully it all works and I get this podcast up in time. If not, hey, you're going to have a few learning curves. Anyway, really good stuff going on in the boating industry. Guys, I recently got an email from Monica over at the National Marine Manufacturers Association, and it was some good news going on in the boating industry, and we'll release a lot more of that news at the boat show, but I'll release some of it here with you. If you guys want to check out the article, you can get it at any of their social media, the National Marine Manufacturers Association. So they're applauding the withdrawal of the speed reduction rule that was in place for the North Atlantic right whale, for the protection of the North Atlantic right whale. So that speed reduction rule has been withdrawn and is no longer in existence. They're going to leave it in the hands of new technology to help protect the North Atlantic right whale, and you could read more about it. Thank you for that great email, Monica. Appreciate it. I also want to give a big shout out to Corey at Corey Customs. You know my mate, guys. You've met him before if you've watched a couple of the episodes or if you've been on Sand City Charters. He's currently we built a table for the boat show that the microphones will attach to, and he made this really cool time-lapse video of him staining it and making it all nice, going to put epoxy and make it all fancy for us. So super excited. We had to have a nautical table for the microphones. We couldn't just show up and with a glass table like this. Wouldn't look cool. So we are custom building all kinds of stuff. We got teardrops set up in the room. We got backdrops, working out the kinks, getting them all stretched out, getting ready for next week's boat show. I can't believe it's less than a week away, guys. I mean, today's Thursday. They already started moving in on Monday. So Monday, the move-in started to go on, and it's all done in zones and sections. And obviously, the big boats and all those guys got to get in there first. I mean, it's unbelievable. The logistics behind it is absolutely incredible. And what blows me away every year when I go to it, I've worked it before with Freedom. I've been there, and I've been there as a guest. But when you show up to the boat show, there's another convention going on. There's another expo right next door. So that's how big and crazy the Javits Center is when it comes to the logistics and actually doing stuff. So it's super cool. Very excited. I am so pumped, as you can tell in my voice. Really pumped up to be there. Can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to meet and greet people. So that's going to be really cool. I do have a lot of friends and a lot of guys that watch coming. So that's kind of cool. Spoke to a whole bunch of companies already because Wednesday kicks off, and Wednesday we have exclusive interviews already set up for people that are going to be there on Wednesday. Because you got to remember, even though you work in the booth for a specific company, like in my case, I'm going to be there for Bay Rats Buoys, but I don't have the same person there with me every day. You know what I mean? So I have different people working with me, and that's what's cool about the other companies is one day the CEO is going to be there, and he's not going to be there for all 5 days. He's only going to pop in on, let's say, Friday, So it's organizing with the people that you want to talk to and do. There's so much going on there. It really is really, really cool. And like I said, I'm super excited to see the new technology. I really am. And I think this year is going to be a game changer as far as the technology is concerned. I think everybody's going to want to upgrade their equipment when they see the new technology and what's actually on all the new boats. And not only that, like I said in last week's Shark episode, you don't have to have a new boat to get the new technology. And, and I'm not talking about spot lock and stuff like that, guys. I'm talking about what the new transducers do and how artificial intelligence is now brought into the mix as far as navigating and navigational tools and the new radar and everything. So it's going to be really cool to see and talk to the experts to compare it to what was available last year. Because even when I worked in the marinas, here's was something cool. Guy bought a $1.2 million formula. I used to talk to him on the dock all the time. And the next year, the new formula came out, and they had made such a significant upgrade to the following year's formula that this gentleman had. So let's just say he had a 2020, and in 2021 they came out with the newer, obviously the new model. Well, the upgrades on the new model made him want to sell his boat and step into the new one, which is what I think the boating industry is so great at doing. Everybody always wants a bigger boat. No matter what size boat you start on, you always want to upgrade and get a bigger boat. Am I not right, Eric? I mean, tell me you don't want the bigger Outrage. He's got the 380, and he moved up from the 34-foot regulator, to the 38-foot Outrage, and now he's going to step into the 41 or the 42. I don't know the exact size, but, everybody always wants bigger. You want a bigger cabin, you want a bigger space, you want a bigger shower, you want to, So, obviously within your budget, because you can't just walk into the boat show and be like, all right, I'll take that $1.4 million Scout if you don't have the budget for the $1.4 million Scout. So that's another thing. Talking to the guys that do the financing and all that stuff to find out what rates you're getting and where things are at, so we can give people some real industry news. That's what a podcast is all about. So we're going to give you some real up-to-date information for 2025 for the boat show. It is officially boat show season. They are going on all across the Northeast right now and down south as well. So, and the fishing shows, now is when the fishing expos all kick in, and that's my favorite time of the year, guys. We are 89 days away. On my website, on the homepage at sandcitycharter.com. I don't know if you can see it there. It says Sand City Charter up there. That is the mother company to Bay Rats and Buoys. That is my charter business. And it's now 89 days until opening day for striped bass season, and I am just so excited. Now, you got a few things in April. You got winter flounder, you got tog, you got striped bass. The water temperature's cold. We like it 55 degrees, the bite really starts to turn on. I got to say, looking at I take pictures of my sonar, of my screen, and have a captain's log, and I could tell you from opening day, the week before, what the temperature was at. We look, we find them, and every year we're finding them in very similar spots. They really are there. And even when the seals are still there, even at the beginning of the season, and I get out into the bay, and that big 300-pound seal comes up, laying out like a log, enjoying the sun, the fish is still there. So he didn't scare them off. They're coming, they're moving. And are these holdover fish? I don't think so, because these were big. For April 15th, these were big, 20 and 30-pound bass. And I don't think this school that we were on that year on the 15th last year was even holdover fish by any stretch. But that's why we tag them. And that's why we want to follow the rules and regulations, guys. And I will get the DEC on Bay Rats and Buoys to break down some of the regs and explain some of the regs in detail to you, because I think a lot of people misinterpret stuff. I really do. I don't think everybody knows the rules and regulations like they should. Can't go by the posts on Facebook, guys, because when a guy holds up a picture of a 24-inch dink and he's telling you it's a 38-inch pig, and every comment in there, you got to hope he didn't know, he didn't think it was 38 inches by any stretch. People are telling him he's 9 feet tall holding the fish. I love the comments, guys. I love what you guys write on social media. Cracks me up. I'm a big clown myself when it comes to that stuff. I'm not a keyboard warrior. I don't get involved in any of the battles back and forth and say anything. To me, it's useless. That's a waste of energy for me. I'd rather focus on better stuff and what's going to make like I just put a video up that did go viral, and tutorial video, stuff that's going to teach people how to do things. And I love the comments that even those get. So that could be hysterical too. So it's not always posting a picture of a fish to get you some funny comments. I mean, the guys out there that are writing some stuff is really, like I said, it cracks me up. You guys are awesome. And big shout out to all the followers and loyal listeners for Bay Rats and Buoys. You guys rule, man. We really grew this thing organically. The YouTube channel doubled. The YouTube channel subscribers have doubled, and I mean the page alone had over 300 and 350 or maybe 400,000 views in the last 7 days. I mean, so it's really, when things start to take off, they start to take off. Speaking of, we got new cameras, we got, new equipment, new stuff we're doing. So Bay Rats and Buoys we're looking to take it to the next level. I did have a guest lined up for today. Things are going to happen. They can't make it. I understand. They got jobs to do. Not everybody has a job that entails fishing and boating, and whether it's talking about it or being a captain. I'm a full-time commercial captain, a full-time charter captain, and Bay Rats and Buoys is the follow-up to that, so we could always talk about boating and fishing. Last week I showed you in the shark episode the Nomad lures that I like to use. And this time of the year, I love going to the fishing shows to buy stuff in bulk from all the local tackle guys, whether they're the local tackle shop in my area or a tackle shop on the South Shore, or it doesn't matter where they are, guys. I support the local tackle guys. I don't order from the giant stores. I definitely don't give Jeff Bezos any more money than I need to, unless I need something next day, really to save my butt in a situation where I need something. And the only thing I could think of that I would need this year is to end the season. I mean, it was crazy, but they pulled one of the outrodders. They couldn't get the rod out of the outrodder, and he pulled it out with such force that the outrodder wasn't hooked up. The rod was hooked up to the leash, but the outrodder didn't have the strap going to one of the clips that I have on the gunnel, and the outrodder disappeared, and we just cracked up and laughed because usually Corey, my mate, if Corey pulled the rod out, that wasn't happening. But the guy was so excited that he had a fish on that he pulled the rod out of the outrodder so fast that the outrodder disappeared. So I'm in the market for a couple more outrodders, and I'm not disappointed about that. I've had some expensive rods go over. I've had a few things go in the water, GoPros, you name it. I've donated drones. I've had a few grand worth of stuff fall in the water in the Long Island Sound, and you can't cry over spilt milk, and especially in the fishing industry. You guys could throw in the comments something expensive that you lost. That would be great. Comment, anything expensive that you lost on your boat, and something that went overboard, and maybe how expensive it was. I think the most expensive thing that I had was probably the drone. The drone, and it was human error. I fly drones from the boats all the time. It was just the circumstances, I had it in sport mode, flew it way far away from me because I was working on a major project with a big company, and we get back to the whole thing. Everybody gets together. There's like 13 boats, and everybody's talking, and they're like, "Yo, how do you think the drone footage came out?" And I'm like, "Well, you got a scuba diver handy?" They're like, "No, you didn't lose the drone." I'm like, "Yeah, drone's gone. Footage is gone." I'm like, what are you going to do? I didn't cry. I went home and bought another one the next day, and that was it. And that was the older one. That was the Mavic Pro. That was the original one. So since then, I got the Mavic 2, and, I'm sure the new ones are out that are just as crazy. So that technology is always fun. Nothing like the drones in New Jersey. But speaking of other states and other stuff, we do have to send our prayers out to everybody in Southern California and the wildfires and the destruction that had happened. So if you guys have it within your means and just want to do a humanitarian effort and do something, you can go to the redcross.org and donate money. Anything you donate, the smallest amount is going to help in a big way. So if you feel like you want to help out anybody and everybody in Southern California, because that is just absolutely that's devastating. I say it, if I came home tonight and everything's burned and gone, what do we got? You got what's in a safe deposit box. You got what's in a fireproof safe. That's it. These people lost cars, every value. It's just so many things. So you can only imagine what they're going through, even mentally. I mean, it's got to be really tough on you. And then for that whole town and the cities that are burned to have to rebuild, that's going to take time. You saw how Arizona opened up their arms for the football game, and the owner of Arizona gave them big jets, 777s, to fly 400 people out to get the team from LA out there and move the game out. So that's what we do as humans, man. We got to come together when disasters happen. We come together and we help one another. So if you want to help everybody in Southern California, head on over to the redcross.org. In the meantime, if you want to help Bay Rats and Buoys out, you could hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. You can go download the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, because we're everywhere. We're really growing that. We've even reached out to some major networks just today alone. And there's some big things in the works. So the boat show is not the biggest thing in the world. It's fantastic, and we're super excited about it. It's really just a kickoff to 2025. I have so much more big and great news to share with you guys that as each one unfolds, I'll be sharing something else along the way, and I can't wait all the way up until April when we kick off. And speaking of, I'm getting emails. People are on the website, and people are shooting me messages saying, hey, listen, I'm going to be on Long Island September 25th from this date to this date. I want to get out fishing with you, boom, boom, boom. And they're asking me to reserve dates already, and that's January. So that wasn't normal for me. Usually end of February is when people start to book the April stuff. April 15th usually gets booked around the end of February. But because of the years we've been having and the pictures that we've posted and the consistency that people are seeing, I think they're starting to pick up on, hey, book early. And I don't throw that out there to say, hey, you got to book, my charters are going to book either way. So I'm not worried. Even if I'm not booked the week of, they're going to book the week before. So we're pretty excited that we're getting messages from people this early in the season. It's pretty cool. Pretty exciting. You never know what's going to happen when you start something. I'll tell you. I started Bay Rats and Buoys. You had no idea where this was going. I'm in week 16. 16 weeks ago, I started this on my boat, thanks to the Sand City Charter. And I was sitting on my boat, threw the GoPro up. I was doing fishing reports, and I just dove right in. I just said I'm doing it. I record sports talk radio, so sitting in a studio doing this stuff, it's usually guys on the mics, and I'm the guy at the editing board, editing it all and doing it all. And so being in the entertainment industry prior to this, being an MC, being a DJ, I'm not afraid to get up in front of a crowd. It doesn't matter how many people there are. I hand me the microphone, and, I could definitely be the master of ceremony for you with no problem. So that isn't the hard part of this. The hard part is all the logistics and the back end, like now working with a new camera. So I'm going to keep this episode a little shorter today. I'm not going to go as long as I normally do. We are excited. We have a lot of work to do to gear up for the boat show. I'm less than a week away. That just blows my mind. This thing crept up out of nowhere, but you see the backdrop? We are ready. If they told me this thing is the load-ins tomorrow, I am ready to go. We got everything we need. And, again, we're just testing out some new equipment, working out some kinks. And we'll still have the old equipment there and running so that we have backup. I mean, come on, you got to be smart about these things. And that's just technology, We're switching up engines on boats and using the new technology. And, everything's computer controlled now. You know that with your car. Everything is computer controlled, and the boats are no different. So all those cables that go through for your steering and throttle, the shifter cables, all that stuff is computerized now. Is there a 1 second delay? Yes. Is it a hair different than what you're used to? 100%. But there's no stretching out that cable, and all that stuff is changing, and it's really cool. The lower units don't move. I really can't wait to see the size of all the new engines this year at the boat show. I love seeing that stuff out of water. I have a 23-foot center console. You take it out of water, you wrap it. It's on the side of the house. It's a big 23. It looks big. You know what I mean? You pull up to a dock, and it's like you got this tiny little boat. But when you get there, everything out of the water, even the jet skis, everything looks a little bit bigger than it normally is when you have it in the water. So that's what's so mesmerizing when you walk in. Everything is big. I got 10-foot teardrops and big signs, and everything's 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall and taking up space. So that's what's so cool about it. It's just appealing. It appeals to the eye when you walk into the Javits Center. And next week, Tuesday, we load in. My section loads in Tuesday. I am booth 1260. To all the exhibitors, we'll be coming around handing out cards and invitations with our booth number and where we are on the map, so you could see us and stop by. And we're scheduling appointments. I've already started to schedule Wednesday because, like I said, people that are going to be there are not they're not there for all 5 days. It's Wednesday through Sunday. So they have different representatives from the company working different days. And I'm going to be there 5 days. So I'll be podcasting. Hopefully I'll be able to keep my voice. I won't be drinking Diet Cokes. It'll be water and tea, I'm sure. I'm cutting down on the Diet Cokes. Usually I have the small can to make my hand look big. Today I had the big can to make my hands look small. And yeah, I'm cutting down on that, switching up. 25 is going to be a good year. I got so many great things happening, and change is good. I welcome change. I look forward to it every year. What's the new fad going to be fishing-wise this year? For the past 2-3 years, it was the, flutter spoons. Everybody was flutter spooning out there, trying to get on the bass and use the flutter spoons. Me personally, I love using the flutter spoons. They're a ton of fun. There are also great ways to customize them to get a better hookup ratio. So we'll go into, as we get closer to the season, I'll dive into all how we're going to customize stuff, which we're doing now. We're busy with the show, but as soon as we're done being so busy with that stuff, we'll get into some of the stuff. Like last week, I showed you the Nomads, the Vibes. The Vibes are one of my favorite lures to use for the bass. And what's so cool is when you jig it up, you actually feel the vrrr. You're going to feel it in the tip of your rod. You feel the vibration. And when you hook up as much as I did with that lure, I think that's going to be an addicting lure to have in your bag. I really do. I really do. And something else from Nomad, I've had these things for years, the deep diving, the high-speed trolling. We're going to give them a shot for the bass. And I know they're used for the wahoo and the tuna. And we have the smallest version they probably make. And I have them still in the boxes. They're brand new. And Corey and I keep looking at them on the shelf while I'm like, yo, dude, I've even brought them on the boat. We got to use them this year for the striped bass. We're going to try it and see if they work. And I'm going to share with you guys all the different rigs that we use that work, that are super productive. And I have no problem passing that information on, letting people know what works. I don't hide anything. People that come on my boat, they get to see it all. They charter us, they come out, we hold no punches. There's no secrets. We're out to catch fish, and me and Corey are pretty adamant about doing it and the way that we go about it. And when we get on them, we love changing up our tactics and switching gear, and that's what makes it fun. You know what I mean? We're not out there trolling all the time, depending on who's on the boat. If you don't know how to fish, and catching one on the flutter spoon might be hard. Did my 12-year-old do it last year? Hell yeah. He put on a clinic, and he was catching nice-sized bass on the boat with a flutter spoon. So that's kind of cool. But you saw them catching sharks. So my kids have already been on the beach catching sharks. You know what I mean? But like I said, using a different technique. So now my son Ethan's got to use the Vibe. He hasn't used the Vibe yet. So that'll be cool, And I can't wait to see what's new this year. What's going to be the hot go-to, lure. I see the new surf plugs, and I see and I'm in all the Facebook group, guys. I recently saw a post of a guy that held up a fish, said it was 38 inches. The thing looks like a 23 and 22 inch dink. It's a rat. He's like, he called it a pig, and everybody's. I honestly think when people do that, they know the size of the fish. They're doing it for the attention. They want the post to get the comments, and they're not all nice comments, So I don't know why you would want that, but if he did post it and no, it wasn't a pig, and he knows it's a short. And he wrote it, Long Island Sound. He's wearing jeans and a flannel, and he's no gloves on. He's not out there this time of the year, guys. He didn't catch that now. He's just posting it now. And I get it. I just had a video go viral on YouTube, and over 421,000 views the last time I looked. And we are really growing that channel organically. And that's how you're going to do it. When you go viral, you're going to get 1,000 subscribers from it, which we did. And that's all organic. You can't pay for a video to go viral and get 400. And it's funny, the video I posted prior to that, it's all tutorial stuff. And the video I posted prior to that told you how that video went viral on another social media platform. And it tells you how it went viral, and I redid the audio on it. I did a voiceover explaining that my son videotaped. I threw the cast net and what we did, and so it was great. It was great to see it get the traction on YouTube that it got on other social media platforms. So it was nice to see. And kudos to the channel, and kudos to Bay Rats and Buoys for growing. We work hard at this, and we put in a lot of work, and it is paying off. So I can't wait to see you guys and meet some of you guys at the boat show. Like I said, we'll be at booth 1260. I'll throw some graphics up here during the podcast. Episode 16. I'm going to keep it short today, guys. I can't believe we're 89 days away until opening day for striped bass. It's on the homepage of sandcitycharter.com. You could always go to bayratsandbuoys.com. But the mothership is sandcitycharter.com. That is the mothership for Bay Rats and Buoys. And that's how it all started. It all started 16 weeks ago sitting on my boat. And I look back now, I can feel the sun beating on me now. I just posted episode 7 on one of the Facebook pages because there's so many. There's Sand City, there's Bay Rats and Buoys, there's Captain Gage. I got all these different pages, so I'm getting the Bay Rats and Buoys one up to date with all the episodes, and I posted episode 7, and I said I was freezing in this video. I'm wearing 2 sweatshirts, and the sun disappeared. It was 40-something degrees. I mean, I was cold on the boat. There were 2 episodes that I videotaped that I was like, oh my God, I am cold. I could have been shattering. It was really chilly out there. So I can't wait for the warm weather, guys. 89 days to opening day. Thanks again, Monica, at the National Marine Manufacturers Association for the email and the news updates. Guys, we're going to give you all the industry updates come the boat show, and moving forward with Bay Rats and Buoys every week. You'll get some industry updates of what's going on, what's new. We'll be sharing tackle with you guys. And again, really today's wrapped up around, next week's all the excitement for the boat show. So just want to thank you guys for listening. If you have a friend that, is into boating and fishing, you could share the link with him and say, hey, go subscribe to this, check this out. And throw us some comments. Always happy to read the comments. What are you guys looking for? What's the new hot lure this year? What's the most expensive thing you dropped over your boat? What fell? What was the most expensive piece of equipment that you lost on your boat? Me, I said it was the drone and the GoPro. I think the electronics was the most expensive that have gone over. Some of the rod setups, Tom Bizzaro, he knows. There was an expensive rod that went over, and there was no crying over spilt milk, man. Like I said, we don't even shake a stick at it. We just move right on. It's part of the business. Now I throw on the scuba gear. I go in and I go get it, and proud to say that's in the wheelhouse now. So can't wait to get out there and do some spear fishing in the springtime. The water will be chilly, but nice and clear, and we're going to hit the 10 and 15 feet and check the shallows just to see what's in there lurking around on the bottom, and can't wait to see if we come up with anything. So we'll be taking you guys on the journey, and we appreciate you. Share it, like it, let us know what you think. Hit us up in the comments. Come see us at the boat show. Episode 16 is in the books. Wishing everybody bent rods, tight lines, and I'll see you at the New York Boat Show. Captain Gage, over and out.